Wij gaan proberen bij de library te komen.
Fresh water from the
Here's
spring
een
brook,
jug.
the little stream that rises here in the castle and provides for the whole valley. People come from far and wide to drink it.
Kunnen we dit meenemen? Nee.
Normally this bowl is full of fruit and nuts.
Fruit and
Presumably
nuts.
Mother has decided I should be without such things whilst I am, as she says, positively rotund.
Mijn moeder noemt ons dik.
I've been sleeping badly of late, and sometimes I feel tired all day long.
Je is
I've never been
volwassen.
ill, but something isn't right. I hope I'll find the answer in the library.
Hij zit op een jewelry box. Hier ligt ook een knitted hat.
I had my birthday during the few weeks that we spent living together here in the Elf Burrow. That was a big deal for Wilbur. He couldn't understand that the significance of
Wilbur is
birthdays
ook hier
tends to
geweest.
fade after a few hundred years. He insisted on making me a present. He sat in the corner for days knitting me this hat with his little gnarled fingers.
Kunnen we ook
Wilbur
niet
didn't know that
meenemen.
autumn would last for years to come and that elves don't feel the cold, but it was still the best birthday present I've ever had. Mother looked at the hat with so much revulsion that I didn't take it off for days. Wilbur just beamed with pride.
Oh ja. Hier ontstaat iets, zie je dat?
Ja.
Ik wil in die
My
jewelry
jewelry
box.
box serves as a podium for the vertically challenged narcissist.
Kom, cheap. Weg.
Could you please move aside? I want to get into my jewelry box. He doesn't listen to me anymore since I almost caused him to be roasted by fireballs, decapitated by swords, and eaten by monsters. Mother has permitted him to disregard any of my orders that go against her wishes. His interpretation of this can be liberal.
Liberal. Picture van Critter.
The times when the others were here in the Elf Burrow, those were the best that I've ever had. The critter could never keep still when I was drawing him. He was always pulling faces and trying to make me laugh.
Dan gaan we ze gewoon één voor één langs.
Wilbur was so excited. He loves elves and our stories. He spent hours sitting with my father and listening to him talk about bygone ages. Complete idiot.
Wat denk je dat de kans dat zij met Nate gaat trouwen aan het eind?
Best groot.
Even kijken, hier hangt een veertje. Kan ik niet op drukken. Hier is nog een musical box.
Ik wil zeggen een baldoos.
An envoy from the Far East
Een
gave me this musical
baldoos.
box years ago. Wherever I go, I always have its tune in my head.
Nou, laat maar horen dan.
Oké.
Ik had er meer van verwacht.
A guard with a spear and shield, and like all elven figures, immaculate. Elven craftsmen have centuries to perfect their artistic skills. Only when everything is always perfect, then isn't everything always the same and somehow unimportant?
Mogelijk.
We kunnen het balkon op. Look at the sunflowers.
We have many exotic plants here in the palace, but sunflowers are my favourite.
Ja, heel exotisch. Take a few seeds.
Apologies, I need a few of your seeds.
Oké,
Hij verontschuldigen.
lekker hoor.
I used to look into the woods for days on end, imagining what the world beyond would be like. Now I know, and I think I miss it. I've seen much suffering, much evil and unkindness in the world out there, but it was exciting. It was alive. Here in the Elf Burrow, everything is so ordered, so perfect, so dull. One day's just like the next, and they just pass by endlessly.
Oké. Wat hebben we hier nog meer? Go into the palace. Aan die kant kan ik... Hier was iets. Climb down into the garden.
It may not be befitting of a princess, but this isn't the first time that I've climbed into the garden via the balcony, and it won't be the last.
Huts.
I'm just doing my morning exercises.
Wat gaat hij doen dan?
I wasn't going to.
Ja, hij gaat ons bijnaaien bij
We
moeder.
gaan naar de sunflower zitten.
Ja.
course, I could just ignore him and climb down into the garden anyway. He would, however, make a beeline to Mother and tell on me. And who knows what the two of them would cook up for me next.
Dus we moeten hem stoppen. Met de zaad. Of wij gaan zaad in de muziekdoos doen. Dan gaat hij erin, dan gaat hij dicht en is hij gevangen.
Lijkt me een heel goed idee.
Hey, ik heb ook een picture of Prince Lalilos.
Since Nate left without saying so much as a word, Mother seized the opportunity to marry me off to a proper elf prince. So far, I've managed to frighten off every candidate successfully. But she's starting to lose her patience.
Ik denk dat we eens open moeten maken.
In de bol.
Cheep, would it be possible for you to stop admiring yourself for 2 seconds and move over to stuffing
Dan
your
kunnen we
beak
die doos
instead?
openmaken.
Don't say I never look after you.
Wat zou
Pearls,
erin
precious
zitten?
stones, sparkling earrings and necklaces. All the stuff I have to wear at official functions. If it were up to Mother, I would have trunkfuls of this stuff, and a wing of the castle would be my wardrobe. She just can't understand why Pa and I aren't into this sort of thing.
Oh, huh?
Hij is aan het eten, ik denk wij peren hem. We nemen de hele spiegel mee.
Ja. Zodat hij niet weer daar kan kijken in de spiegel. Hij denkt nu, hé, waar moeten we nu heen? Dat hij daar weer zit. Kunnen we de spiegel hier ergens neerzetten, dat hij afgeleid wordt. Dat hij ons niet meer ziet, bedoel ik.
Ja.
Lijkt er niet op. Hij zit nu niet meer daar natuurlijk. Misschien kunnen we dan een...
Okay, he's not looking this way.
Kijk.
Oh, there is more than one kind of stretch exercise, you know. Perhaps you'd like to train with me.
Ja, en die vogel is ook dik.
No chance. I can't sneak down as long as Cheep's on guard.
Dus?
Cheep has eaten every last seed from the bowl.
We moeten nieuwe zaden pakken. Kan dat?
The plant would survive, I'm sure, but at the moment I don't need any more.
Oké. Toch iets met die muziekdoos dan, denk ik. Kijk, dan gaat hij daarin.
Hey, withdrawal symptoms? I just need the music box a minute. You don't need to turn your head away from your beautiful reflection for 1 second. Come on.
Kijk, en dan gaat hij erin.
Ik zie het ook zo kijken.
Dat was ook het originele toemsplan. Hij slaapt. Dat is een ding, hè? Bij vogels in kooien. Als je daar een deken overheen doet, dan denken ze, oh, het is nacht, we gaan slapen.
I can now enjoy a few moments of peace.
Nou, in dat geval, look at the flower. Dat hebben we nog niet gedaan.
Nee.
A beautiful red flower. It was only put here a few days ago. Sometimes Mother orders a new plant that looks nice in my room.
Nou, wat
And then it's
van
replaced and planted in the garden.
We kunnen wel nu naar buiten.
Let's go.
Ploep.
Niet? Oh.
Ziet er fancy uit, hoor.
Bijkorf.
Klopt.
As expected, no one here.
Bienenkorben.
My parents are in the throne room ruling the lands. Or rather, Mother is.
Hier zit ook een bonsai.
Hij is een bonsai man.
There's only a little water left in the bird bath. Cheep Cheep always says that it evaporates quickly.
Ja, ja.
Ja,
I,
Cheep Cheep
however,
is
think that the
dikzak.
constant need to replenish the water is more down to his unbridled, joyous splashing and not insignificant body
Dat, ja.
mass. There's only a little water left.
Interessant. De bonsaiboom.
Daar ben ik.
A fairly small,
Bonsai.
unattractive
Hij
tree.
leeft. Ja.
Huh. I'd like to see how attractive you'd look if someone disturbed you on the pot in the morning.
Lekker hoor.
You mean...
Anyway, what can I do for you, my little beauty?
The garden always looks fantastic, Arbor.
Hij heet ook
Armor.
Arbor,
Ja.
dat betekent boom.
It's a girt load of work. People always think elf gardens are fabulous by their very nature. But you need a mighty good gardener.
You have got green fingers.
Ah, that's just moss, my dear. Happens if you spend all day grubbing around in the earth and don't wash your hands properly in the
Hij
evenings.
is ook een schot.
Ja.
You tree shepherds do a
Hij is
great
een
job.
ent. Is ook uit Lord of the
Tree
Rings.
shepherds? The trees just stand there. What do they need a shepherd? However, I quite fancy one of those shepherd dogs. Hey, Rex, do you want to be my shepherd dog? Nah, my darling. I'm a gardener.
Nar.
Nothing more, nothing less.
Dus het is een steen.
Mother put me on a diet this morning so that I'll look perfect for my wedding.
Oh, everything has to be perfect for her. No such thing in nature, of course. Or rather, everything is perfect if you just let nature run its course.
Precies.
You tell that to Mother.
I have, many times. She'd be very clever in some things, but very daft concerning that.
Now then, she is the queen.
I'm old enough to be able to call a spade a spade. Spade, gardener.
Hij is een
Get it?
grappenboom.
Zeker.
What are you up to today then? Got much on?
Oh, the usual. You know, it never rains in the Elfborough, but the flowers need their water, so I water them every day.
Ah, the curse of good weather.
The weather isn't the only thing which isn't right. I've been here 30 years, and for 30 years we've had autumn.
Lijkt me
Time
goed.
passes differently in the
Yeah.
Elfborough. Slower.
Well, that's why everyone grows to be ancient here, obviously. But if we had a bit of normal weather in the usual seasons, there'd be a lot more variety here.
You and Father, you get along well, don't you?
Ah, no one understands more about nature than him, that's for sure. But I don't often ask him for help. Thinking has never got a field dug, if you get my drift.
He's just more of a theorist.
Ah, the mud on your feet, the smell of fresh earth, all that joy and life. And he's missing out on the lot by just sitting around up there and doing nubbit.
I
Nubbet.
have to get on.
Doing nubbet.
Yep, got a bit to do myself. I just don't know what's wrong with that plant over there.
We gaan de steen pakken die hij daar heeft neergegooid. De volg hem.
Your mother got a whole heap of flowers given to her the other day from a fairy delegation. All of them took good and strong, just not that one.
Perhaps it needs a special type of soil or something.
Well, anything's possible. If I don't think of something soon, I'll have to ask your father. He can have a little chat with her and she might tell him what's up.
If you're going in, it'd be nice if you didn't tell my mother that you saw me out here.
Oh, you playing hooky again?
Hok.
My lips are sealed.
It doesn't look very well at all. It's unusual for flowers to hang their heads in this garden. Normally they blossom in our good earth, not to mention the power of Arbor's green fingers.
Even kijken, we hebben hier die bijenkorf.
Mother thought it was unseemly of the bees to build their hive in our garden. I don't think she could get used to the thought that she would no longer be the only queen here. A
Bench.
lovely spot, so long as the bees who have built their hive directly above the bench don't disturb you.
Zit on de bench.
I don't have any time to rest, and that's good.
Wat is dit? Een shallow ball.
This is Mother's mirror. It's said that you can see into the furthest corners of the land and know what's happening in every part of the world.
Oké.
At the moment, it's no more than a shallow bowl. The water's missing. Mother pours water from various jugs into this bowl to cast a spell over
Wij
the
hebben
mirror.
een waterjug
She
op
did
onze
this
kamer.
almost daily in times gone by
Kunnen we
to ask the
meenemen
mirror
misschien?
who was the fairest elf in all the lands. Ever since the mirror started to hesitate with the answer a few months ago, she hasn't been using it quite so much.
Wat is dit voor bush?
I don't know the names of all the plants in the garden. Grandmother knows them all, which is probably down to the fact that it was her that gave many of the plants their names a few thousand years ago. shite
Okay.
beerwood, sweat tea, dodderflower, fat hen, bistort, stink
Lekker hoor.
root.
Goeie naam.
Ja.
We no longer invite her to family gatherings.
Oké. Die stone, ja, die wou ik meenemen.
A handy smooth stone, Arber's sheepdog.
Yep.
Arber's pot, literally. The earth looks dark
for the
and rich
bemesting.
with worms squirming around in it. Presumably it's the best earth in the garden.
Oh, die was leeg, hè, die birdbath.
There's only a
Hadden we
little
al
water.
gekeken. Ja.
Aye.
Even kijken, we kunnen naar de library. The Happy Willow. As opposed to Weeping Willow. Die
That's a
treurwillow.
weeping willow. It appears to be so content it looks anything but sad.
Kijk,
Ja, hij is een omhoog deel.
ja. Waterplanten.
There are reeds and water lilies growing in the pond. Naturally, they were planted there. They don't grow in the wild so high up the mountains. I can't think of any use for a water lily, but a reed could come in handy.
Ja. Waarmee je onder water ademen. Zo'n reed boven het
There are
water.
elf-made ponds and streams all over the palace ground. Their water's said to have healing powers. No wonder considering where it comes from.
Fist-sized stone. Even in de waterval kijken.
The
Isn't
spring
it?
brook emerges up
Yep.
there. It's still small here, but it becomes one of the largest and most important rivers in the woodland realm.
The entrance to the throne room. Ik denk niet dat we daar naar binnen moeten. We gaan naar de bibliotheek.
En dus een... Wat is dit?
Dit is
Waar
een
kijk ik
draak.
naar?
Een stuffed monster. Ja, hij lijkt op dat monster van
Ja.
Monsters Inc.
Ja, maar dan was het deze.
Dit is een dobbelsteen. Dit is een portal cube.
There's a selection of cubes here. For a while, it was all the rage at official
Portal
state
cube.
visits to give
Dit is
geometric
het zwaard
presents.
van Final Fantasy, geloof ik. Het grote zwaard.
Swords of all the idiots who have tried to conquer the elf burrow. It's become less frequent over the last few centuries. Humans and dwarves appear to have learnt their lesson. It's said that a ruler in the north wanted to build himself a throne out of
Game
all
of
the
Thrones.
swords of conquered enemies.
The Iron Throne.
Unfortunately, he died after only conquering one enemy when he refused to heed all the warnings and sat on the throne.
Lekker hoor.
We kunnen hem draaien. Lol. Het Minecraft zwaard.
Lekker hoor.
Nou, daar zal iets achter zitten. Voor later, denk ik.
Ja,
Hier is een hoed.
klopt.
Look at the flower. Hier kunnen we weer naar kijken.
Toeter.
This flower clearly is one of the more exotic of the palace's flowers. It comes from a country in the deep south beyond the deserts. It's said that the flower of this plant used to be sent as a declaration of war, or if one wanted to deprive someone of all sense.
Gaan we daarmee doen?
Why do so many people
Weet ik
hate
niet.
this flower? Perhaps it has an abhorrent
Is
smell.
het een stinkbloem?
Misschien wel. Oké.
Now that explains why this flower is classified as a weapon in 24 countries.
Dat je alleen kan toeteren.
Dat is een vuvuzela. We kunnen we ook als reed blower gebruiken. Smell the flower kan ik doen.
I will only deploy this flower in self-defense, or when it could prove amusing.
Oké. Wat hebben we hier nog? Dit monster.
A great example of the variety of our world's fauna. Some of the ideas Mother Nature has can be quite off the wall.
Ah, inderdaad.
Sometimes it's difficult to believe that some creatures in our world have developed naturally. They look as if some bored artist has dreamt them up.
Nee, de bookshelf. We waren op zoek naar een boek over menselijke
Goldsmithing,
ziektes. Er is ook
masonry,
een
and a
Rubik's
book about
Cube hier.
carpentry.
Klopt.
Like all books in this library, it's a guest present. The logic behind this must be, those elves, they have so many beautiful statues and items of wood. They'll be really interested in this. Why don't we present them with a book about it? What they don't realise, though, is that if we're interested in a subject, then we'll already know pretty much all there is to know about the matter, and the book's of no use to us whatsoever.
Take one of the books.
Working with wood. There's a master whittler down in the valley. I've enjoyed watching him in the past. He carves animal figures so real that humans and dwarfs believe that they are actually animals turned into wood. This one's more about interiors, making furniture and the like. Plane the wood down by a pixie's thumb and saw the board into 2 equal length pieces. Who knows what that might be good for?
De hele boek nemen we mee in onze zak.
Several
In
books
onze
about
rucksack.
animals, an atlas, a book about humans. Actually, more of a brochure. And what's this? Fishing for the moderately talented.
Visles.
I haven't really got the time to sit and read a book, and if I had, it would definitely not be one about fishing. There must be a medical book for elves here somewhere. I haven't
We hebben hier nog boekenplanken. Een helm is er. Dit is een
Present
dovenkindhelm
from one of the northern kingdoms.
van Skyrim.
Strange folk up there. The men climb mountains and
Dragonborn.
shout foul-mouthed things
Okay.
in dragons' language at the dragons.
De Dragon
I
Tongue.
think it's some kind of test
Who's
of
wrote
courage.
that?
Helmets with horns. Cool, but useless. The Biggest Plant Book of Avantasia by Charles Mendel with illustrations by Alexander Bonpland. A standard
Bonpland.
reference book that Arber always used to consult every now and then. However, he insists that he now knows it off by heart.
Misschien moeten we hem overhoren.
Perhaps I can help Arber solve the problem with that
Yeah.
flower.
Yeah.
Let's take a look.
Deze is wel ingezonder, toch?
Ja.
This plant reminds me of the one that
Love
Arber's having
lily.
problems with at the moment. Love lily. The love lily enters into an enduring relationship with another plant very early in its life, which frequently lasts its lifetime.
Hij is de mat.
If the partner
Yeah.
plant dies, then the love lily does not normally survive the separation. This plant reminds me of the one that
Ja, en de andere plant is degene in onze kamer. Mandrake, dit is een Harry Potter referentie, want daarin schreeuwen de mandrakes als je ze uit de grond haalt. Intelligent apple trees. Guard plants. Steel magnolias, a tree of wrath. Killer tomatoes, dat was een NES game. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Die heb ik gespeeld. Sorry dat ik een nerd ben. Vind je het erg?
Nee, vind ik leuk.
Jij wil graag dingen leren van mij.
Ja.
A few years ago, this dragon was causing a whole lot of grief. A bounty was put on its head, and all heroes of the land were encouraged to hunt it down. 40 brave warriors penetrated its lair and slew it. They brought the head to the palace where it was displayed in triumph. The strange
Yeah.
thing was that a bit later more adventurers came carrying an identical head. Then more and more heroes arrived.
Hier is ook nog een bookshelf waar ik naar kan kijken.
What have we got here then? Aha.
Aha. Natuurlijk is het een verborgen bookshelf.
Almanac of Elf Medicine.
Almanac.
That's what I've been looking for.
Leg even op de
Ow.
penstoel. Hij heeft
Be
ook pijn.
careful, if you please.
A speaking book?
An ill elf?
Ill elf. So I look ill. What's wrong with me?
Het is een dictie.
Take it easy, young one thing at a time.
Ja.
Young one. I'm older than you.
And you look it too.
Lekker hoor.
I do?
No, of course not, and I can also see no illness. But the mere fact that I've been fished out from the back of the shelf for the first time in centuries tells me that something is wrong.
Ja. Daar lijkt het wel op, ja.
I haven't been feeling too well recently. I'm sleeping badly and have no appetite. I know that elves are very seldom ill, but if it's not that, then it must be some kind of magic or curse.
Seldom ill does not actually mean never ill. Elves can, for instance, suffer from a broken heart.
Ja, omdat het neet
Oh,
weg is natuurlijk.
please.
It is one of the most common causes of death amongst beautiful princesses.
Oh, it must be something else.
Sensitive elves can sometimes suffer from the pains of the world. There
Aha.
are a variety of
lupus.
ear
House.
infections, and of course it could
Dat is
also
altijd lupus.
be lupus. But I think it is something else.
Like what?
To be completely certain, you must mix a potion and drink it.
Are you serious?
Very.
Oké.
All right, this potion. What goes in it?
It is very easy to make. You need to pound together the green fruit of a metis bush, a spoonful of honey and a red herring, and then mix with water into a viscous potion.
Oh, that sounds revolting.
Bah.
It's medicine. It isn't supposed to taste nice.
And if I drink it, I'll be well again?
We will then at least know what is wrong with you.
This metis bush, where can I find one?
Haven't a clue. I'm just a book and have spent years sandwiched between dusty
moeten we
hymnals
even
and a
het
tome of
plantenboek kijken.
revolting recipes.
A red herring. Are you serious?
Of course, why not? Red herrings are known all over the land as
Ja,
particularly
omdat je die aan een
useful
troll moet
fish.
geven om over een brug heen te
Their
komen
uses
in
in
Monkey
the
Island
areas of
1.
medicine, cuisine and literature are too numerous to mention.
All right, so I've got a red herring.
Oké.
Thank you. I think that's all for now.
Normally, it's me that ends patient consultations. You are only a princess, but I am a doctor.
Nou, laten we eens kijken of we iets kunnen vinden. In het grote carpentry boek. Hier, planboek. Carpentry boek hadden we misschien later nog nodig. Hoe heette die plant? Ik lees,
Staat er niet in.
ik lees gewoon
Giant
alles.
beans, also known as magic beans, are very rare. They are the fastest growing plant variety known. Because of the beans' high costs, they are almost exclusively used by the military, for instance, in storming high-walled castles. Killer tomatoes are the most devious of the meat-eating plants. Disguised as tomatoes, they hunt on allotments for defenseless humans.
Ja, gewoon.
Mandrake should only be cultivated by experienced gardeners. The cry of the baby mandrake can kill anyone within 20 meters instantaneously. The wood of intelligent apple trees is often used for the equally intelligent and beautifully shaped living
Goed om te
accessories
weten
of
voor
all
ons
types.
carpentry boek.
For a long time, botanists thought that it may be possible to find other intelligent fruit varieties.
Fruitless
So
search.
far, the search has proved fruitless. The tree of wrath bears fruit several times a year. These grapes of wrath are bad-tempered beasts that can lay whole areas to rack and ruin.
Gelukkig zijn het
Steel
korte entries.
magnolias look like normal magnolias, but are some of the toughest plants on earth. They can be softened using tragic women's stories and subsequently may be picked.
Oké.
Guard plants, Vigilia audriensis, belong to the oldest domesticated plants of humankind. They have been especially valued in times of famine.
Maar goed,
as
dan
they
hebben
do not
wij
require
alles
as much
gelezen,
food
maar er
as,
zit
for
niet
instance,
de plant in
dogs.
die we zoeken.
They can sometimes develop an unhealthy
Een
taste for
soort
plants.
bush was het.
Baritones.
Zou het die andere rare stinkplant zijn dan?
Stinkplant. Nee.
I will only deploy.
Nee. Even kijken, we kunnen hier... Is dat naar onze
Dat
bedroom?
lijkt me wel.
Even een sidestep. Ja.
The door can be opened easily from the outside. If it was up to me, it would stay open.
Deze plant is waarschijnlijk de meet van de benedenplant.
This flower was given to us by
Kijk.
the fairies,
Ja.
just
Die
like the
moeten bij
love lily
elkaar, dat
down in
dacht
the
ik al.
garden.
Dan zullen ze weer.
I bet they belong together.
Kijk. Dat hebben we gelezen in het boek. Hup. De
Water's the
jug nemen
easiest
we mee.
ingredient to find. We
Water.
have copious amounts of it here.
Nou, daar gaan we in mixen waarschijnlijk. Als ik die bol niet mee kan nemen.
That should do it. The medicine book reckoned that it should be a viscous potion.
En daar moeten we dan ook andere ingrediënten in doen. Moet er nog jewelry in? Nee. Hier hebben we nog die zonnebloemen. Take a few seeds.
I'm going to have to take a few more of your seeds, but I promise this is
Je
the
moet er
last
ook in onze
time.
potion.
Mogelijk. Die takken van die blije wilg staan er ook niet voor niks, denk ik.
Takken moeten niet in het water. Die blije wilg?
Ja, moeten we dat ook. Daar is het over gehad.
Ja, maar daar langs klimmen we naar beneden volgens mij.
Ah.
Take a few worms.
Altijd handig.
Ja.
Waarom ook niet?
I really shouldn't. It's only Earth.
Het zijn wc, hè?
I should tell Mother how her daughter. Well, she'd be delighted.
Misschien is dit wel die bush die we niet kenden.
No idea what kind of bush this is, but its red fruit looks very yummy. If I learnt one thing in the woods, it's that you shouldn't eat anything you don't know,
Honey hadden we ook
regardless of
nodig.
how yummy it looks. No idea what kind of. If I learnt one.
Kunnen we ons plantenboek... Nee, we hebben niet een plantenboek hier. We kunnen misschien wel vragen aan Arbor. Dan maken we die plant weer even blij met de andere
Do you
plant.
know this flower?
Ha ha ha! You did well, girl.
It would appear so.
You snivelling girl. You all right?
No. Yes. I don't know.
Goed huilen.
Well then, I think I've earned myself a little rest now.
Dan krijgen we de schep. Het gaat hier roken. Daardoor gaan die bijen weg.
Lekker hoor.
That's Arbor's little spade. He always leaves his stuff all over the garden, which of course drives Mother mad. The pipe smoke seems to have calmed them down a bit.
Kijk.
The pipe smoke.
Hoe gaan we daar dan iets uithalen?
Dan moet het ergens in doen. denk ik.
Een reed.
The smoke from Arbor's pipe seems to be calming the bees. This is my chance.
Hey now, you all right there?
Sorry, had to do it.
Well, I'm not happy about this destruction of nature. Not unless I get half of that there honey.
I don't need any more. The rest is for you.
Oh, that be good stuff.
Hebben wij nu honing?
But that's enough. The bees need a bit too.
Lekker.
Oké.
Dat is ja.
Ik wil hem vragen naar die bush. Wat is dat voor bush? Want hij weet
You're having a
alles.
good time, I see.
What can I do for you?
Look, I found this book in the library.
Haal hem uit onze boek.
Woodcrafts? Why are you showing me that?
I thought it might interest you.
I don't like horror stories.
Horror stories?
Wood that has been clamped into a revolving monstrosity to be whittled down layer by layer to the core? What do you call that then?
Sorry, never looked at it like that.
Branches sawed off, boards nailed together, wood treated with chemicals. Oh, sick stuff.
Sick stuff.
If I were ill and needed to make some medicine, then you'd help me with that, wouldn't you?
Ill? You're an elf. Elves don't get ill.
But if I were...
Oh, come on. Now tell me. How can I help you?
We moeten weten wat voor bos dat is.
Do we have a lettuce bush in the garden here?
That bush over yonder.
Kijk, dat dacht
But
ik al.
that fruit's red.
And what colour do you expect then?
Green. Are they only green when they're not ripe?
Nah, they're blue then. They're green when the bush senses danger.
Pardon?
The lettuce bush has exceptionally delicious sweet fruit. But if it thinks it's in
Dus we
danger,
moeten
then they
die
go green.
plant
Very
in gevaar brengen.
Call it a defense mechanism.
Ah, and the bush only has red fruit because it has nothing to be afraid of here.
That's right.
I often see you fishing. Could you lend me your rod?
Of course, if you bring it back in one piece.
Waar haalt hij die nou vandaan?
What's up?
I was convinced that I would have to make my own fishing rod or that you'd ask me to collect a variety of
Precies.
mystical items in exchange for it.
Ja.
Why? It's only a rod.
Komt nog wel, denk ik. Dat
Thanks.
we aas hebben. Oh nee,
Not
we hebben
everything
wormen.
needs to be complicated, you know.
There's something else.
Nou, die bush hebben we naar gevraagd.
You shouldn't smoke.
Why not?
It's not healthy.
No lungs, no problems.
Don't you think it's a bit weird and warped to smoke yourself?
Yeah, I know.
Alright.
I'm terrible. Don't tell no one, though.
Oké.
I just need to borrow your spade a moment. Is that okay?
Of course. Absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Een wijze man.
Do you sometimes miss your old life and the world out there?
It's comfortable here, to be sure.
And boring.
Well, if you're bored, then why stay?
Me? Well, I'm the princess. And Mother's scared that something might happen to me out there. And to be honest, she's probably right.
Well, of course something could happen to you. And what's it called when things happen to you? Life. That's what it's called. You fall over, you get up, you laugh, you cry, you do daft things. Well, how can one enjoy the sunshine if it never rains?
Van een wijze
I
man.
have to get on. Don't work too hard.
That I won't.
Van een wijze man. Even kijken. Die mythes bush moeten we bedreigen. Kunnen we hem uitgraven? Nee. Kunnen we die rare prins. Show the bush.
Look at this.
Oh.
You'll be forced to marry this terrible prince even though you don't know him.
Wel een goed idee.
Doesn't seem to upset
maar-
us as much as it does
Wel een
me.
goed idee.
Misschien met die stinkplant.
Stinkplant.
We gaan toeteren. Die vuvuzela.
Ja.
If
Lekker
the bush had
hoor.
a heart, it would have skipped a few beats. Thanks.
Lekker hoor.
Oké.
Vuvuzela.
Dan hebben wij... even kijken, wat hebben we dan nog meer nodig? Ik heb Meatless fruit, ik heb honey. Ik moet vissen nog, dat kan hier wel in die vijver.
Ja. Met onze wormen.
Ja, oh ja. Misschien hadden we die nog aan maten te aan moeten doen.
Vissen we nu
I don't have a clue about fishing, but I'll try my luck.
We hebben een fishingboek gelezen.
Just as I expected, nothing. On the other hand, somehow I have the feeling that I now know what I'm doing.
Ja. Lekker hoor.
Fishing skill has risen to 8.
The worms provide a great lure and should increase my fishing success rate, whatever that is. I always hang one onto the hook before I cast the line out.
Leuk hoor.
I guess that I can just practice until I'm good enough.
Dat hadden we toen ook met die potten
Ja.
die we moesten maken.
Or I could try to speed things up by learning more about
Ja,
fishing
moeten we
elsewhere.
meer-
Ja, we moeten een boek lezen. Read the book on fishing.
Misschien zou het wel een achievement zijn om nog maar.
Perhaps there are a few practical
Dat
hints
zou ja,
and tips
maar
in the
dat
fishing book.
gaan we niet doen. Achievements boeien ons niet.
A lucrative season with a successful technique doesn't just depend on the type and quality of your tackle, but also on a really good spot. It doesn't matter whether you jig, dip, toddle or feed. Wobblers, twisters, spinners, blinkers, poppers, jigs, jerks and live bait must be presented in the most enticing ways possible. I haven't the faintest idea what all that means. I presume my fishing talents are not quite advanced enough to enable
We
me to
moeten
use this
eerst
book.
levelen voordat we het boek kunnen lezen.
Ja. Waarschijnlijk moeten we dat doen. En dan zegt hij, nu ben je goed genoeg om te leven.
Oké.
Lekker hoor.
Wat?
Lekker hoor.
We kunnen misschien ook vissen met een zaad. Nee.
The worms provide a great lure. I always hang one onto the hook.
Ik dacht misschien kunnen we het ook als dobber gebruiken. Nee. In welk level zouden we dan moeten zijn voor fishing?
Komen we wel achter, denk ik.
Hey, een vis.
At last. Now I can tick the red herring off my list.
Lekker hoor. En mijn fishing skills increased.
The worms provide a great... I always had... I've got what I need, but this is so much fun. And perhaps I'll have a bit of luck catching other interesting things in the
Ja,
bar.
dat zal voor
is
achievements zijn.
waarschijnlijk wel. Ja.
Oh. The worms provide... I always...
Dat gaan we niet doen. Hé, we vangen iets.
Wat is het?
A classic.
Wat is het?
Ik zag niet dat het was.
Ik weet het niet.
Weet ik niet. Wat gingen we doen? Terug naar onze kamer.
Ja.
Maar dan kunnen we niet fast travelen. Oh, klimmen hier omhoog. Toch niet via die Happy Willow. Maar goed. We hebben...
It works, it works.
Precies. En we hebben groen stinkfruit.
Honing.
Honing.
En vis.
Oh, that fruit smells really sour. About 1 spoon of honey. Thanks for the sacrifice, little fish. Now I've got all the ingredients. I just need to crush them.
Een
Met
steen.
een steen. Het is een vijzel.
Lekker een vis.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
and
that there's
water.
never been anything so utterly revolting concocted in the elf burrow ever. Oh, I hope this
En dan
is
gaan we
some
nog
kind
op
of
erin
joke.
koken.
Ja, bah. Bah.
I don't know much, but I do know that I'm not going to drink this potion until I've had another chat to the medicine book about it. I need to know which disease this potion's meant to be good for. Looks as if it's been pre-digested several times.
Several times. Kan ik ook deze deur weer uit nu? Ja, die hebben wij geopend.
Hi.
Well, what's up?
Are you actually qualified to make a diagnosis? And why can you talk?
I am a magical medicine book that actually serves as an answer to both of your questions.
I've never encountered a talking book before.
Of course not. I am the only talking book here. That's the problem. In the magical library in Seastone, all books can talk.
Zijn we geweest.
Things really get cooking there, believe me.
Oké.
You were probably given to us by someone from Seastone, right?
Right, I was a complete idiot and actually volunteered. As I am a book about elf medicine, I didn't get much to do in Seastone. I thought to myself, hey, this is your chance to get some practical experience. Wrong.
Yeah, we elves don't get ill much.
And more than that, you don't actually have much time for books. This is the center of the elven kingdom, and just look at how paltry this library is.
We don't have much use for books. We sing songs about times past, and many of us were there at the time.
Then that's probably also the reason why so many elves stand around in white.
What do you mean?
Allow me to elucidate. Over the years, the
Elucidate.
songs you elves sing will be changed and adapted, a little here, a little there. This editorial process is nothing more than refined elvish propaganda, presenting them as intelligent and morally impeccable. And who can prove otherwise? There are no other witnesses and there are no books.
Oké.
The potion's ready, but you don't seriously expect me to drink it, do you?
You must.
Cheep cheep.
Cheap, I'm so... Yes, I know, but... This, medicine. Well, I did tell you that I wasn't feeling well, and the medicine book here thinks it could be something serious.
Ja, het boek is ook dicht.
She has to drink it, the sour metis fruit, sweet honey and salty fish. That should give us an answer.
Ja, we gaan het gewoon doen, toch?
Ja.
Oh, it looks revolting.
It is medicine. It's not supposed to taste nice. That's right, down to the last drop.
Not as bad as I was expecting. In actual fact, it's quite tasty. I could definitely drink another glass of that.
Bah.
Congratulations, Ivo. You are pregnant.
Wat?
Oké.
Wat? Die vogel valt flauw.
Daarom voelen wij ons slecht.
Maar hoe?
Zijn
No,
verleid
no, no,
door,
no, 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 no.
baby's.
That is completely impossible.
Arme cheap.
Cheap ligt daar
You
verpand.
must be wrong. Surely it's a misdiagnosis.
You are an elf and say that potion is quite tasty. I could definitely drink another glass of that. That's raging hormones talking.
I don't have any hormones. Cheat,
Daarom
no.
zijn we natuurlijk ook dik.
No, the book has made a
Maar hoe?
mistake.
Ja. Moeten we dat uitleggen?
Zo'n onbevlekte ontvangenis.
Ja.
I cannot be pregnant. I've never stood in the divine water with Nate on Midsummer's Night singing the Song of Life.
Oh, zij weet niet hoe het werkt.
Why? How do humans do it?
Ah.
They do what?
Ja, dat is wel vies.
Elves and humans can have children together, but it's not possible without sex.
Wat?
You see? We never had sex. At least not to my knowledge.
Wat is deze?
But the diagnosis is
Het is een
crystal clear.
kinderspel.
Toen moest je het onrustig, want het wordt seks
Ja.
genoemd. Seks met seks.
Let's just pretend that I am pregnant. There must be some explanation, rational or otherwise.
If we discount the possibility that the child was conceived by natural means, which would certainly appear to be the case here, then that leaves us with just the unconventional conception methods. Did you, perhaps, make some kind of pact with a goblin regarding the child? Child in exchange for gold or a kingdom, for example?
No?
Has a god in the guise of a bull appeared to you in your dreams? Any angels been having a word
Bijbel.
with you?
No?
Have any stars fallen from the heavens recently?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Then that just leaves magic, or a curse. But unfortunately, that is
nare
not
vloek in.
my area of
Ja.
expertise.
I wish it was so cheap, but my feeling is that the book is right. I am pregnant. One thing's certain. Mother must never find out about this. I don't know either. Do you think that my tummy will start to show?
Ja, moeder zei al dat we dik waren.
Oh. I'm not sure how, and I'm not sure why, but it would appear that I'm pregnant. And as all other possibilities have been eliminated, then it must be a curse that's responsible. That is fantastic! No, of course I didn't mean it like that, but just think. Me, cursed. That sounds like an adventure. Totally obvious what we need to do now. We ask Archmage Alistair. He's the wisest
Dan moeten we
magician
weer
in
naar
the realm of
Seastone.
man, and he's a friend. He'll be able to tell us what it means. Oh, no, you don't. You remember who was meant to be looking after me so that nothing happens to me, don't you?
Ja.
Alistair's sure to have the answers. We'll have to track him down in the Mage Tower in Seastone. Only,
eerder geweest.
how are we going to get
klopt.
there? Seastone is days away from here. Oh, yeah, saying fly is all well and good. Are you going to teach me quickly then? No, we need a fast mode of transport. And then there's the small matter of the Border Watch. Their longbows can take out a fly's eye at 400 metres, and they will shoot if said fly should dare to set foot in or leave the woodland realm without permission.
Oké.
You don't by any chance know the password that the Border Watch use? Typical. That's exactly the problem. Mother chooses a new password every single day.
We gaan maar wel
And there's no
achterkomen.
way
denk
I'll
ik.
get it out of
Sowieso.
her. Oh, why don't you know the password? You normally know everything. Hey, know-it-all. Mother's mirror. It knows more than you. It must know the password.
Dan moeten we die activeren met water.
If we work as a team, we should be able to cast a little light on the matter, Chi. After all, if it is a curse, then I'm the victim, not the perpetrator. Well, yes, I know that. She'll blame us whatever happens. But it's best for us to have some answers rather than just presenting her the facts, don't you think? Transport and the password.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go. Ik zeg, pauzeren.
Dat is goed.
Die beker moeten we zo weer meenemen. Nee, dat kan niet. Die kan kunnen we meenemen. We zijn er dus achter gekomen dat wij zwanger zijn,
Ja.
dames en heren.
Maar hoe? Dat weten we niet. We
Nee.
gaan uit van een vloek, want we gaan niet uit van vieze dingen. Want dat,
Precies.
Dat kan niet, want we zijn niet getrouwd met neet.
Inderdaad. Vooropgesteld dat het van Nate is. Misschien heet Wilbur al wat. Of Critter.
Maar half elf, half kwartier.
Ja, wie weet. We gaan het in de volgende video onderzoeken, denk ik. We gaan de volgende video denk ik onderzoeken hoe we hier wegkomen.
Ja.
Dus dat komt goed. Dus graag tot dan.
Doei!